Hi, it's inspection day tomorrow. Yay! Okay, I know a lot of people get really nervous about inspections, and that's okay. What if it passes, or what if it fails? First and foremost, homes don't pass or fail an inspection. Legitimately, it's whether or not the list of things is for you to be able to handle. Do we need to have the seller handle some things, or is it just not for you? That's all an inspection does. There is no, oops, we hit a threshold, we failed. So you can kind of rest easy in knowing that this is not a pass or fail situation. The house doesn't have to pass that litmus test. I do want to ask you or encourage you, when you go to the inspection or to attend your inspection, most people do, and I encourage you to attend it for the whole time. However, you don't have to if it's, physically impossible, whatever it is, you don't have to. We do get a report for us to go over and read. And a good inspector will actually call you afterwards and kind of hit you on the major points that they wanted you to know about or pay attention to. At this point in time, if you couldn't come, and that's okay, I try to also be there for the last hour. Again, that also is scheduled depending. So I will tell you what time I plan to arrive inside this email, so you can take a look. But I do encourage you to go. I encourage you to go for the whole time. And I encourage you to bring a pencil, a notebook, a measuring tape. And the things that you should be doing as you're walking around is notating anything that you might need to purchase for the house. Most common one is shower curtain rod. If there was a tension rod or is a tension rod present, that does not have to remain. Remember, if it's permanently affixed, it has to remain, or if a hole will be left when it's removed. But if something like a tension rod doesn't necessarily have to remain, and people get surprised often when they get possession of their house and find out they can't take a shower because there's no curtain rod there. So that is what I mean by writing a list of things that you might have to purchase for yourselves in order to live that first day. The other thing I recommend is, if you haven't already picked out some paint chips or any flooring samples, this is your last time in the house. This is also a great time to kind of sit and walk around the house and determine whether or not you like the paint colors you've selected. So take that time and do that. I will say home inspections start to be kind of boring, particularly the first hour and a half. Legitimately speaking, the inspector's up on the roof, they're in crawl spaces, they're in the basement. There isn't a whole lot for you to do but twiddle your thumbs and take a look at paint chips. So with that said, use your measuring tape to measure rooms during this time. You get done and the inspector is not, bring a good book. But it's also great to also follow the inspector around, because they will talk to you as they're doing the inspection and point things out, and it's nice to be able to sit and look at them directly. At the end of the inspection will be what's called the reading of the report. That is where the inspector takes their laptop up and they open it up and they start kind of going through what they found and show us pictures. What's nice is, while I'm there, if we have questions, we can actually physically travel to the section and look at what the inspector was talking about, eyes on it directly. And that is super helpful for us in determining how we go forward and negotiate. Be prepared to feel like this is impossible. It is the inspector's job to pick apart the house. You will have a long list that's long as your arm of things that are wrong with the house. That's good. The question that we have to ask ourselves, though, are they majors or are they minors? What's a major? A major is needing a whole new electrical panel and rewiring throughout the house. A minor is a GFCI is not great. Both are wrong, but one costs significantly more than the other. And so while you may not realize if it's a major or a minor, I do. And so we'll talk about those in particular things that have you concerned at that time. Keep in mind, as you start to get that squiffy feeling, oh gosh, there's so much wrong. Even I get it sometimes. There's so much wrong. We have to remind ourselves that what is actually manageable for us. And so we'll talk together and determine that. Is this manageable? Is it not? Is there something that the seller needs to take care of? And how do we proceed? So don't have to worry. That doesn't have to be decided today, and it certainly doesn't have to be decided at the inspection. Anyway, I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. I hope I see you tomorrow, and we'll talk soon. Pay attention for your next step video.